This is Mauritius. Besides being one of the most beautiful islands in the world, it is also the most peaceful country in Africa. I mean, with such level of peace and tranquility, it only makes sense why the country tops the charts in so many aspects on the African continent. Mauritius has the second most powerful passport in Africa. It is one of the best vacation destinations in Africa as well. It is the richest country in Africa in terms of GDP per capita, and it is the best country in Africa to do business. Another fun fact about Mauritius: did you know that Mauritius is one of the few places in Africa where the number of tourists visiting the island each year sometimes exceeds the number of residents present on the island? Surprising, right? Well, this doesn't happen by chance. There is a good explanation why tourists are constantly flooding this country. Mauritius is located in the Indian Ocean. It is encircled on all sides by a dormant volcano ring, waterfalls, and beautiful rivers. Despite its location between the continents of Africa and Asia, Mauritius is considered part of Africa and is also an independent island. The country is very small, both in terms of population and surface area. It has a population of about 1.2 million people and a surface area of 2,040 kilometers square. Mauritian natives are primarily descendants of Indians, Africans, and Europeans, with a small proportion of Chinese. Although Mauritius is a diverse island in terms of ethnicity, religion, language, and culture, there have been little or no incidents of insecurity in the country over the last decade. That's just another wow factor. Looking at Mauritius in terms of political, economic, and sociological sectors, you can derive reasons that could be proof for Mauritius' success in maintaining their national peace and stability throughout these decades. Before we get into finding out reasons why the country is so peaceful, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. Now, why is Mauritius so peaceful? If you look at the geographical location of Mauritius, it is about 2,000 meters off the coast of Southeast Africa. The country is cut off the noise and chaos currently ongoing in the mainland. Mauritius has been a country that was not affected by wars or international conflicts in the past decades. Although thousands of Mauritians volunteered or were drafted to fight for the UK against other countries during the First World Wars. Even though the inhabitants of the island weren't at all in agreement, the island maintained national peace over the years. This dissatisfaction was primarily caused by impartiality, racism, tribalism, and brutality, and was mostly resolved as soon as they arose. Another admirable characteristic associated with the island is the peaceful transition of political power in various government organizations, which has been one of the leading causes of national conflicts, civil wars, and violent coups d'etats as seen in other African nations. In 2017, only 4 countries, including Mauritius, were not involved in any armed conflict with other countries, including its distant neighbors. And the lack of physical boundaries prevented disputes from other countries to cross over into Mauritius. Mauritius's peaceful nature helps it to thrive without needing to develop a permanent army. Talking of security, Mauritius's total security force put together is less than 50,000 personnel, which is less than that of other African nations. Despite being a very small country with a small population, Mauritius has a very high literacy rate, with more than 90% of the people being literate. In terms of education, it is ranked 74th in the globe, 40th in terms of staff training, and 47th in terms of quality and vocational training. Well, if you live in Mauritius and you're under the age of 16, you're obliged to go to school. But the interesting part is the government provides free education from pre-primary to university for its citizens. Isn't that just awesome? And as if that isn't good enough, the government has made public transportation free for all students, including people with disabilities and senior citizens. The priorities of a country are frequently a reflection of its economic position in the future, and Mauritius is one of the top countries in this aspect. Because of its strategic location between Asia and Africa, the ease of doing business is breathtaking, with benefits such as investment protection treaties, non-dual taxation treaties, highly qualified and a bilingual workforce, political stability, low crime rate, modern infrastructure, and easy connectivity, making the country a preferred top spot for investment in an increasingly competitive global economic market. Following the island's independence from the UK in 1968, the Mauritius economy has transformed from a low-income agricultural economy to one that relies primarily on tourism, textiles, sugar, and financial services to create high incomes. Talk of growth. Mauritius is a top contender in terms of economic competitiveness, attractive investment, efficient governance, and a free market economy, with a GDP of $13.50 billion at the time this video was made. Economic success and the subsequent reduction in inequality has helped in preventing conflicts between groups of people. Another important aspect is social mobility, which with a free-based education system, Mauritius allows someone from a disadvantaged background to ascend the social ladder and eventually become a productive member of society. The island's tourism and international financial services are among the best on the continent, and as number of travelers grow, so does the amount of sightings, generating greater interest from people looking for profitable investments. The tourist business in Mauritius is the country's fourth greatest source of income. Each year, over 1.36 million tourists visit the island nation, which offers beaches, tropical wildlife, and vegetation, as well as a diverse and multicultural population. The country has earned the world's leading island destination title 3 times in the last decade. Mauritius is usually regarded as the best honeymoon destination in the world, giving you an indication of how peaceful and lovely it can be. Like most countries, Mauritius is home to a variety of people with different ethnicity, religion, language, culture, and beliefs. While the advantages of diversity cannot be stressed enough, it is not without its underlying issues. Each group possesses its own cultural and religious laws, which can sometimes interfere in the democratic law of the country. This is also the issue of tribalism, in which a person of political authority favors his related community above others. And all of these difficulties are absent from the island, since they have caused significant disruptions in the past, such as riots and civil unrest. In the case of religion, which is a major source of conflict in many African countries, Mauritius has made significant efforts to address these underlying issues in its communities. After the World Peace Summit that was held in 2000, under the leadership of the UN, to promote peace and facilitate interreligious dialogue. The foundation of the council was made up of 5 religions, which are the Baha'i faith, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam, all of which support a goal to channel the power of religions, promote peace, and bring about a better way of life in Mauritius. The goal of such actions is to increase knowledge of shared basic values among believers from all religion communities in Mauritius, as well as to counteract partialities of all kinds, particularly among the youth. According to the Constitution, discrimination based on religion is prohibited, and it also forbids vows that are incompatible with a person's religious convictions, as well as religious instruction or rites being imposed in schools. Ethnic riots in the past showed that Mauritius was not always a peaceful multicultural society, but it is today one of the world's most peaceful nations, considering the fact that it ranks well for both economic progress, religious, and political freedom. When a country works well with its citizens, there will be no need for violence, and that's the case with this beautiful island country of Mauritius, and which I think many other African nations should copy. We have other videos on this channel on Mauritius, such as 10 things you didn't know about Mauritius, best places to visit in Mauritius, and also the cost of living in Mauritius. The links of all these videos will be in the description box. Thanks for watching this video, Discoverers. If you did enjoy this one, do well to give it a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.